My name is Tina Dupuis, and you are watching the TYT Network. February 6th, Reagan's 100th birthday. Big deal in the GOP circles, because there has been, so far, not one person has formally announced that they are going to seek the candidacy for the GOP ticket in 2012. Not one. Apparently 4 years ago at this same time, there were already 4 people who said that they were seeking the nomination. So February 6th, huge party for in Illinois, where Eureka College is, unbeknownst to Sarah Palin. It's not in California. And we have a pretty huge guest list for people, invited guests for potential Republican candidates. Let's run this first clip. We have clip number 7.
Look, I was an independent during the time of Reagan-Bush. I'm not trying to return to Reagan-Bush. My positions don't talk about things that you suggest they talk about. This isn't a political issue.
Oh, that's Mitt Romney, who's been an invited speaker, and that was him in 1994 saying that he was independent from Reagan-Bush. No longer. Now everybody was BFFs with Reagan, even people like Newt Gingrich, who called Reagan the appeaser. So we have invited. This is interesting. Michelle Bachmann going to be there on February 6th. We have Governor Haley Barbour. See, doesn't he look cute in that white hat? Ambassador John Bolton. The token black guy, we have business leader Herman Cain, columnist, radio host, CEO of Godfather's, or a former CEO of Godfather's Pizza. Governor Mitch Daniels. We have a video of him, right? So check this out. Let's do clip number 3.
Clearly there was an enthusiasm for President Obama last year that stemmed from a lot of miscellaneous sources. For a lot of upper income people that I saw vote for him, it was a luxury purchase. In the sense that he didn't seem a threat economically. There was the history of it. There was the natural desire for change after a period of poor results, but quite honestly, there was a fashion statement vote for some
goodness.
I'm not disparaging that. People who wanted to demonstrate their enthusiasm for a society in which we could elect finally an African American president, things like this. Not sure how that holds up over time. The luxury's gone now. Even since the election, there's been a heck of a scare put in a lot of people. They're no longer
we can stop
quite so certain of their.
It's already boring. He called the president, the first African American president, luxury purchase, and also has a McCain comb over. See, yeah, he looks like, he has that kind of McCain charm. Former Speaker Newt Gingrich is also on the guest list. 3 times married. He will be there with his third wife, signing autographs. That is on the website. Mayor Rudy Giuliani, who, there you go. Oh, look, he's out of drag. That's good. That's a good picture of him. Governor Mike Huckabee. And here's the thing with Mike Huckabee. Every 2 years, or every 4 years, 2 years before the election, there's this rumor that he's going to, I think Bill Clinton said that he was the only one in the lot that could tell a joke. And so, I thought that he seemed really strong 4 years ago. And he kind of, at this point in the election cycle, kind of looks like, he might be viable, might be electable. Then we have Governor Sarah Palin, who is the Snooki of reality shows. There she goes. Then Tim Pawlenty, who is now coming out with all these kind of manly, I have sex with my wife kind of jokes. Then we have, on the roster, it still says Congressman Mike Pence, whose mommy told everyone last week that he was not running. Rick Santorum, who, let's see, this is a fantastic picture. This is when he no longer got, or this is when he didn't win re-election, And this was, in the wake of the Terry Schiavo case. And of course, recently he went on Fox News and called the Muslim Brotherhood terrorist. So he's clearly fantastic at diplomacy, and we should just give him more of a national stage presence. Then we have Senator John Thune, whose big charm, and this is what everyone says about him, that he looks like a president. And he does. He looks
What does the president look like?
like John Thune.
What is the president? I mean, come on.
He looks like he could play JFK in like, if I was doing casting, which I'm clearly not, I would definitely let him do a table read for a JFK part. What do you think? Like the back of his head, maybe. I don't.
Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think it's just to look like a president. It's like, it's like they're rolling up the sleeves when they go out and there's a disaster happening. So they have to roll up their sleeves and unbutton the top button.
Right.
Now he looks like he's working.
Oh, right.
Because usually I don't work in a collared shirt. Anyway, I'm going to ruin my collared shirt. I don't care if it's rolled up or not. I'm still going to get dirt on the sleeves. There's little things like that, and it's always the picture of a president. You see him looking down with his scowl. I don't know, man. I don't know what a president looks like. You know who didn't look like a president? President Obama before he was president.
That is true. That is true.
We never had
when I first saw, first off, I was like, what's his name? It's like Barack what? I was like, that's insane. There's no way that dude's ever going to get elected. And when I didn't think that he was going to ever get elected was election night. And I was in Grant Park when they called it for Obama. And I was like, there's no way. I still was in disbelief. And everybody around me was in disbelief. I mean, we were all like, this has to be a joke. And, but, our presidents are at least tall.
John Thune looks like the bad guy in Die Hard 2. He doesn't look like a president. Lloyd Benson, William Sadler, I think was the bad guy in Die Hard 2, by the way. Although it turned out John Amos was also the bad guy.
I always get Die Hard 2 and Die Hard 4 mixed up in my mind.
Die Hard 4.
This is such a confusing conversation.
Die Hard 4 was with Justin Long. It was horrible. No, Lloyd Benson looks like a president. John Thune doesn't look like the president. Come on. First of all, I think he's got a kind of a pot-marked face. He looks like he didn't use enough Clearasil there and growing up in Pierre.
No. Then he's rough. Then he has that like rugged. He's out in the South Dakota winters, and his skin has been roughed up by all that rolling up his sleeves and getting down to business.
No, his skin's been roughed up by onion rings.
All right, so those are the people who are actually coming to this 100-year or Reagan's 100th birthday big event in Illinois, February 6th. There's going to be all these. It's basically going to be a precursor to the Republican National Convention. It's going to be huge, and I think I'm with you. I don't think that Thune has a chance because to Thune, it's already there. But who I think that it's probably going to be Pawlenty or Huckabee. I think that those are the guys that are the strongest. The Pawlenty-Huckabee ticket that sounds like it's going to be for sale near the Nutter Butters and the Snickerdoodles.
Are these the guys that are demanding the ticket prices? I glanced at the website for this.
Yeah.
And the prices, they range from $100 to $20,000. And with the $20,000 ticket, you get a table of 10 plus 10, I think, private reception tickets. I don't know why. I mean, I'm not living in the world of billionaires. So I don't really understand. I feel like, is that like do you put a down payment down for this first? How you can give $20,000 and who you'd want to hear from spending $20,000?
So you're asking if there's layaway on the front tickets? If you could pay like half now and then half later when, you feel fully inspired by the Reagan-esque dialogue going on the stage?
It's unreal. What world is this? I don't know. I didn't know people could. Wow. $20,000? Is that why Mike Huckabee can crack a joke? Like, he's the only one who can crack a joke. I don't care. His jokes can't be that damn funny. I don't care.
Right. Well, what is interesting about this is who is not invited, who's not going to be there as a speaker, or at least who's not on the website saying that they're hopeful for the GOP nomination. Of course, we have Ron Paul, who is a perennial candidate, and a hero to libertarians. He will not be there. Rick Perry, the secessionist, who's also the governor of the Republic of Texas, he also looks like a president. I would call him in for a casting call to be president, but then president of Texas.
They would cut his hair. they trimmed down a little bit.
He needs some imaging, but still, he looks presidential to me. I don't know. John Huntsman, who worked in the Obama administration, and it looks like the last rumor is that he's actually going to be putting in a bid here. He retired or stepped down from his post as ambassador to China for Obama, and it looks like he's actually going to be putting in a bid as a Republican. That'll be interesting. Chris Christie, the governor of New Jersey, is not invited to this 100-year birthday bash for Reagan.
Is that presidential?
President of KFC. That's wrong. Sorry.
I was going to let you marinate in that one for a minute just because how wrong it was. There's a live studio audience. You allow them to go, oh.
Oh yeah.
You
want to have the groans there on YouTube. It's important. Then Gary Johnson, former governor of New Mexico, also not on the list, has been playing around with maybe running. We have Bobby Jindal, who is a brilliant Kenneth the Page impersonator, really amazing guy. George Pataki, former governor of New York. And then Michael Bloomberg, the current mayor of New York, who is been kind of talking, there's been rumors that he might run as an independent because he's been raising money for the No Labels organization party. I don't know what they're calling themselves these days. They're kind of a bipartisan centrist organization that launched in the last couple of months. He's been raising money for moderate candidates, and the rumor is that he's definitely going to maybe try to have an independent bid, a la Ross Perot. But I don't know. So altogether, there's about 22 Republicans that are toying with the idea of maybe running for president. No one's formally announced yet. 22 Republicans running, 19 white dudes. We have the token never been elected to any kind of office, token black guy, Herman Cain. But yeah, it's going to be very Reagan-esque, very Reagan-y. And do we have? Oh, so here we go. Then we have John Bolton. I don't know. I really just want to play this because this guy really wants to be president. And let's just see how presidential John Bolton is.
What do you say when people turn to you and say, okay, Saddam Hussein was a dictator, but Iraq was not then a failed state, and it was not a haven for terrorists, and that's precisely what you've created in Iraq?
Well, that's great. You'd rather live in a dictatorship than a failed state. That's your preference. That wouldn't be my preference.
Yeah, because there's nothing better when talking about a failed state or a dictator than sarcasm on the BBC. So these are our contenders. Very exciting. I still say there's no way that Sarah Palin's getting it, but I really, really, really look forward to Michelle Bachmann trying.